BBC Hooniverse.
You're watching the TGM production.
Hola, hello, and welcome to day number 9 of the Advent Calendar. Let's make sure I'm not sat on the wire. We don't want to sit on the wire. We don't want to sit on the wire. Right, and we are sat on the wire. Right, so, we're not sat on the TV show The Wire. That is something else. Right, now let's open day number 9. Ho 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 and a Merry Merry Christmas. There we go. Come on. I don't even know if I've opened it now. As in, got it off the... There we go. Right. We have now got it. Now let's open it and see what we've got. Oh. Hooray! We got The War Machine on DVD. Booyah! Right. So, let's read when this was broadcast, because now we know that that's a feature on the back of the DVD. Let's read out when this was broadcast. This story was originally broadcast on BBC One between January the 25th or June the 25th to July the 16th, 1966. The War Machine. And one of my favourite bits about these DVDs is that when they go the William Hartnell years, 1963 to 66, and they tell you what year it is. As a whole, this has got more special features than Enemy of the World. And I do think it's one of those stories that you don't really understand the villains, in my opinion. So what I mean by that is that the villains, when you look at them, are trying to be a rip-off of the Daleks. And I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not saying you're not allowed to be a rip-off of the Daleks. No, I am not saying that in the slightest. What I'm saying is to come up with an original killing method, because at that time, when CGI wasn't a thing, practical effects were the done deal still. In television-wise, I think film had found some other ways of doing so. Like, What's the Wizard of Oz? That was like years before Doctor Who. And that had stuff in it that Doctor Who would never have done because the budgets were widely different. And so you have the smoke coming out of the Dalek, well, out the robot, and you have the smoke coming out of the Dalek as well. So for anyone that wants to know, because I didn't do this yesterday, I think I should have, but I'm going to do this now. Doctor Who, The War Machine, starring William Hartnell, written by Ian Stewart Black, based on an idea by Kit Pedler. The TARDIS arrives in London, 1966, where the Doctor and Dodo visit the recently opened post office tower. At its top, they discover a brilliant new model problem-solving supercomputer, the will operating throughout analog. Okay. But when WOTAN decides it should rule the world, the Doctor is the only person who can stop its rampaging war machine from destroying London. Luckily, he has the help of a young secretary called Polly and a sailor called Ben. I'll be honest, I like Dodo, yes. But I think Polly and Ben, they're... I just think that the ranking of William Hartnell's companions start with Ian and Barbara and Susan, obviously. I do think that they are the strongest of companions, Polly and Ben. I think they're in the top 10 on the weakness scale. And I'll be honest, being weak as a companion in the William Hartnell isn't a problem. Isn't a bad thing, because TV at that time, there was a certain way of doing it, and I think it's an achievement to be in a sci-fi program of that kind of. I know they had Adam and Lives, which probably had some other achievements to its name in the sci-fi realm, and I know the Avengers. Well, it's not really a sci-fi, really, but yeah, you see what I mean. There is still aspects to it, but I do think the Polymen aren't the best. As a story, I think the War Machine is slightly better than the Aztecs. Oh, the Aztecs is so long, and it's like, oh, so now she's becoming evil. Oh, so I do think the War Machine is far better than the Aztecs. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the Advent Calendar for 2025, to the Highland Cow for day number 9, and then we're going to go into the Duck Advent Calendar, and then we're going to discuss a review I was going to do today that now is moving to another day, and then we're going to go realise why I said what I said about Polly and Ben, because I need to go and investigate whether or not I truly believe that, because that'll be a good discussion video. And then we'll work on what genre this is to add it to my website, because we're trying to update my website so we have exactly everything I make. Not literally like video by video, but every genre, so that you have a handful of reviews I've done and a handful of discussion videos I've made, and handful of web series, a handful of short films, a handful of Doctor Who projects, a handful of Taskmaster projects, a handful of all these different things. That's what I'm trying to get on my website. So it's a tricky balance, but I want to add these to the website, but I want to know what genre I'm calling them. So if you know, don't hesitate and let me know. Right, now, let's get on to day number 7 in the Highland Coo Advent Calendar. Yes, I say coo, because that is the noise, that is the sound that is made by some Scottish people. Not every Scottish person, because if you're a Ramsey Nesbitt, you have a different accent to, it's like, there we go. It's like Britain in a way. Right, what? Oh, that is a flat cow. They're all getting, that was 3D, they're all getting flat. This one is, right. At first, I thought it was an emo cow. You can sort of see that from here. So it's a ginger cow. They're all ginger. It's a female cow because it's wearing a dress. It's wearing a black hat, which to me looks like it's been ripped open at the top, because you can see the black of the front with the little hat bit. You can see the black of the back, where you see a bit of the horn. I mean, some of the hair bleeding into the ear. And it's sat on a stool with, I'm not too sure. Right, yes. These cows are getting more and more ridiculous. Each day they're going, and now we have a vampire cow, and now we have another cow. It's brilliant. So I'd like to say thank you for the War Machine on DVD, and a cow that is some sort of like hippie-ish. Is that a word? Hippie-ish? I don't know. Right now, we're going to move on to the final bit of today. Whilst we're on the 9-minute mark, we're going to open day number 9. We're going to use 2 hands and not open cupboards at the same time. Right, let me just get some purchase on it. Right. Come on. Come on, Ducky Wookie. Right. What type of duck do we get today? If you can let me in. Oh! Right. Let me in next time, please, Calendar, without making me drop it. Right. So, as I scooch further forward to make sure we're in the shot properly, we've got a duck that is yeah, we've definitely got a duck. For some bizarre reason, the duck is looking up. I don't know what it's looking at, because all the others are looking forwards. But it is a carol duck. What I mean by that is it's carol singing, is what I assume. Is what it looks like to me, because it's got the scarf on, but it's looking up. So it must be a carol singing duck, is my assumption. So, thank you for the duck. So, let's recap. We've got the War Machine on DVD. We've got a hippie-ish cow and a caroling duck. So, there we have it. Now, yesterday, or the day before, I said tomorrow, which is today, I was going to be filming a review of the re-edited version of the Sea Devils. Well, due to other things that are out of my control in that department, we are not going to be doing that today, but in fact, we'll be doing that probably Thursday-ish, I think. I think by Thursday we might be doing that. I don't want to promise that will happen. I'm not giving it a guarantee. I'm just saying it's a possibility. So yeah. So that's that bit of news. And look, so the reason why I like doing these on the main channel is because that's where I always did. Because once upon a time, 10 years ago, the main channel wasn't all Doctor Who. We did sprinkles of Doctor Who, but it wasn't all Doctor Who. Then one day, and I can't find the video that evidences it, but one day I made a film where I went, right, I'm going to talk about only Doctor Who. And so here we are, 10 years later, still talking about Doctor Who. But we do the Advent calendar because, as I said, sometimes I get Doctor Who things, so I get to talk about the War Machine and why I'm not a huge fan of Ben and Polly, but I do think that on a scale of things, I think that they are still quite good companions. But on that note, as we get to the 13-minute mark, I'll leave you for day number 9. As you can see, there is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, so it's 10. I've got a good, I tried to count there, and because I'm only using one hand, and I lost track of count. So we're very, very close to Christmas Day. I'd like to say Merry Christmas from me, and I'll do a whole, me and TGM Production, I'm going to do a whole Christmas video on Christmas Day to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, so stay on your internet buttons for that. What would I call that? That would be a message. That would be, I don't know what genre that would be. But I love you and leave you. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel